Hey guys, and welcome to The Broken Sword.
It's time for some news.
Yeah, there's been lots of things going on recently in the world of Middle-earth and Tolkien's Legendarium expansion stuff.
The expanded universe of
Yes,
Tolkien.
that's the better way of putting it.
Fellowship of the Ring. Assemble.
We've had some good news, we've had some bad news, some worrying news, but all of it is stuff that's worth talking about. Oops, let me mute that. What do we want to start with?
Okay, well, why not start with one of the more recent things, which is Magic the Gathering. For those of you who don't know, Magic the Gathering is an...
Good words.
Yeah.
Go on.
Good England, mate.
Okay.
Magic the Gathering is a trading card game.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. The oldest one, been around for ages, and they're finally doing a Lord of the Rings expansion set. And this is all official. There's nothing like on the side. It's a official marketing collaboration.
Yeah, this has been something that was announced years ago. It got delayed and delayed and delayed, but it's part of Magic's Universes Beyond expansion, I guess. They've recently done a Warhammer 40k set, which was quite well received, I believe. It was very cool. But now it's time to delve into Middle-earth. There's been some controversy surrounding the subject, but also some really cool things. I kind of want to just ditch the controversy. Let's just stay positive. But something they are doing, which is very, very interesting, not only if you're a trading card collector, but also if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings. They are, you know what I'm going with this, right? Okay. So they are doing a One Ring release.
Yes.
Now, obviously, this set is going to be available, I imagine, mostly worldwide. But what they're doing is putting out a special One Ring card. I think there's 3 versions of this One Ring card. There are limited amounts available. They're very, very rare. But the big news with this whole story is they are doing a one-off card.
Yes, it is the first time they've ever done anything like this. I mean, quite often there's never even a certain amount of these cards released, or they never release how many they printed.
Yeah.
So that's not even a thing. So the fact they're just doing one of one, and there's only a certain type of pack you can get it in, it's
crazy.
It's going to be worth a lot of money. I mean, there's always the worry that it's going to end up in the hands of someone who doesn't even open a box. There's a lot of collectors who sit on sealed boxes, for those of you who don't know. So that could happen. Personally, I think they are going to force its way into the hands of someone who would open it.
They're probably going to send it to a influencer of some kind, I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to magically end up somewhere. You know, the ring goes where it wants to go. It goes to the person it wants to go to.
Yeah.
It's going to find it in itself in the hands of someone who will look after it, tell people they've got it, and kind of make it a thing so people don't just forget it ever existed and everyone goes, oh, it got lost in a river somewhere.
Yeah, because what they don't want is for that to just sneak under the radar. Maybe some random 10-year-old opens it and it ends up in the trash 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
What they do want is for someone to pull that. They know that this one-of-one card is now in circulation, and then everybody starts talking about the value of this card. When there's only one in the world, it's priceless. Let's look at what Logan Paul paid for a Pikachu. I believe there were 10 or 20 of these Pikachu cards that were prizes from an illustration contest or something like that. And he paid $3.75 million for that card.
Yeah.
And there was a few of those, and that price was judged upon sales of other versions of that card.
Yeah.
Other of the 20 or 10 or whatever it was. So, but when there's only one, you can't really judge it on previous sales. So if someone wants it, then it's worth whatever they're willing to pay. But it's huge.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to have it, but I can't see it ended up in Newport, South Wales somehow.
No, neither can I. Although maybe they want to send it to the guys that own a trading card shop and a Lord of the Rings lore channel.
That would be awesome.
Magic, Wizards of the Coast. This is where it needs to go.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like, along with that though, as well as the One Ring, we've been getting lots of awesome new art. They've been releasing the odd cards here and here. There's been an interesting take on Sauron, which has been...
I've seen some negative reactions to that. I thought it looked pretty cool. It was different.
Yeah, I said to you when I first saw it, it reminded me of Steppenwolf from DC Universe films, which isn't really a good thing. But at the same time, I like to see different takes on the characters and all these things. But I don't know. I wasn't sure on it. I want to see the full body art of it as well, not just the shoulders up.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously there's the other takes on characters we've seen as well, which it is what it is. People have different takes. You're always going to get different versions of characters. We move on.
Yeah, we do. Obviously, we're going to be opening some Magic the Gathering on our, for Lord of the Rings, on our trading card channel. So definitely go and subscribe to that channel if you want to be there to check that out. Okay, moving on. Let's talk a little bit about what happened on Rings of Power.
Everyone's favorite show. Yes. So for those of you who don't know, there was a horse that died during production.
Oh boy.
They were said to have been filming basically a horse charge scene. There was 30 plus horse. I've seen some people saying there was 100, and other places saying there was about 30. So I'm not sure exactly how many. And one of the horses in between takes had a heart attack and died on the spot. And Peta, the lovely animal protection company, organization, charity, whatever they are, they have really gone down hard on the Rings of Power.
They are not happy.
No. And they make a very valid point, really. They say in this day and age, when you can use CGI, rigs, everything else to show a horse and not actually have to risk the life of a horse or any animal, not just horses,
especially
any animal at all.
The highest budget TV show ever.
Yeah, then why would you risk it just for the sake of that? I mean, so much of the show, like, it wouldn't even surprise me if they did this massive horse charge against a green screen.
Yeah.
It may well not be. They are using a lot of location shots. I get that. But a lot of these things will do something weird like that. Like The Last of Us. They had a shot where there was a giraffe. They got a real giraffe for the shot, but it was shot on a blue screen or green screen, whichever studio it was. Yeah, and you're just like, well, I mean, personally, I think that's awesome. Like, I love the real life interactivity of that kind of thing. But at the same time, if you're risking the animal at all to do that, you don't need to. The amount of cost to get these animals in and the trainers and everyone looking after it and working the day around it and all that, compared to paying a team of visual effects artists, okay, it might be different. I don't know the exact numbers, but I can't imagine it's massively different.
No, for the safety of the animals as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good look. I'm not going to lie. When I read this article or this news, I was a bit like, I don't know why it just didn't sit nice with me. We all know that there's a lot of negativity and a lot of hate towards Rings of Power. We've given our fair share here, but I mean, it's a difficult one because it's going to make a lot of people angry with the producers and the showrunners and stuff. However, that horse may have had a heart attack whether he was involved in that film or not. So we can't like put too much blame on them. It's bad, and yes, Peter or however they're Peta, whatever. They're right in what they said. However, it's difficult to know the exact circumstances, you know? So yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a history that I can't remember the amount. Was it 2 or 3, maybe 4 horses died during production of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit as well with Peter Jackson? It can happen. It's one of those things. All I can picture is Galadriel's face while riding the horse, and surely she would not have been that happy, you know, if it had a heart attack. So.
Yeah. Not good.
And on that positive note, and image,
there's a couple of other things to talk about. One thing we need to talk about is War of the Rohirrim. We are now approaching the 12-month run-up to the release of that movie. I believe it's April 24th, 2024, or April something 2024.
It's very close to my birthday. I know that much.
Yeah.
So,
but we're approaching 12 months, so I'm assuming, and we don't have news with this, but I'm assuming we'll expect not necessarily a trailer within the coming months, but
I imagine
a teaser or some teaser images, and then the months following that, probably a full trailer.
What I expect them to do as a starter is almost like a title reveal type thing with a bit of Eowyn voiceover of like, hey kids, this is how I met your father. No, no, like that kind of thing though. It's like, oh, have you heard the story of the that kind
of greatest king that Rohan
like
seen.
That kind of idea, because I kind of feel like that's how they're going to do it.
I agree.
But it's 1 year away. I mean, I remember when they announced it and it was like, oh my god, it's like 3 years away or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Time goes fast.
Time does go fast.
Yes.
Final bit of thing to talk about then, bit of news, bit of information is the Gollum game.
Gollum.
Yeah. Again, the Gollum game is another one of those things that people have had things to say about. Look, it looks okay for what it is, and what it is not desirable.
Yes.
That's the problem. We did get a chance to look at the game early and stuff, assuming it was going to be released like last September, and just didn't.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, when they get these delays, it's never a good sign.
No.
Again, like we said from day one, the idea of a Gollum game feels like a very big missed opportunity for something else they could have done instead. But you never know. Like, they could have tried something bigger and it failed massively, and they could release this Gollum game and it turns out to be one of the best games ever. Won't hold my breath on that, but you never know. But at this point, it kind of, if this sounds right, it needs to come out we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, let's just be done with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, the people that are involved in the making of the game were fantastic, and some of the ideas behind the game were great. It's just the concept and idea of a Gollum game that I'm not happy with.
Yeah.
Give me a random Gondorian soldier. Way more fun.
Yeah. Talking of other games, actually thinking about it, there's that other mobile game, The Heroes of Middle Earth, which
the creator of Galaxy Heroes, right?
I know, yes, which I know is getting closer to a release. They've started pumping out a bit more, content on social media and stuff.
There was a beta test as well, wasn't there?
Yes, for certain countries, just not in the UK. So, we're sat here patiently waiting to get addicted to a new mobile game.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of people don't like these kind of games, but
I'd rather have one than not have one.
Yeah, I love these kind of like collecting characters games and things. It'll be fun. So yeah, looking forward to that one too.
Yeah, all we do is play Pokemon Go. So something Lord of the Rings where we can collect stuff would be just as fun. So lots of things to look forward to at the moment. We've got War of the Rohirrim. There's a mobile game if you're into that. We are. Gollum Game if it's your sort of game. And Magic the Gathering, Lord of the Rings trading cards.
Yeah.
Also, if you're interested in picking up some Lord of the Rings trading cards, we will be selling them on our website, newporttradingcards.co.uk. So I think they'll be up for pre-order soon. Keep an eye on the website. If you want to support the channel, buying through that website is a great way to do it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
I think it is. It's always fun to jump on the camera to talk about stuff that's, Lord of the Rings related. You don't get to do it too often anymore.
Yeah, I'd actually love to hear from all of you as well down below for some video ideas like this, where we just sit down and have a chat to the camera for, 10, 20 minutes. What would you like to hear us talk about?
You know what I want to do? Shall I just tell you?
Yeah.
A live stream.
Yeah.
I miss live streams.
I would love to have internet that allows us to do that beyond 1 pixel of quality.
And so depressing.
Doesn't just cut out. And yeah, it's very much missed. We have not stopped doing them because we don't like them. We've stopped them because it becomes stressful in this setup to try and get them done.
It does. Maybe one day we could just take a camera or something to our shop and run a live stream from there.
Maybe. Noise, but yeah.
Might work. We'll see. But we'll try and think of a way around it anyway.
Yeah. One day.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's the news for this week. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great day. And we will see you next time on The Broken Sword.
Bye, guys.